Last year in Pennsylvania, 21 people died in work zone accidents. The statistic is a grim reminder of the need for motorists to pay attention when driving through work zones. Flagger Force, a company that provides traffic control services, created a display and brought it to the state capitol. The goal is to remind the public to slow down and be alert when driving through work zones.
Well, the industry is partnering with our members, one of which would be Flagger Force, to help promote the safety of work zones, and not only for our employees who work every day in these work zones, but for the general public.
We looked at the work zone, how it was established, what situations, what were the best practices, what were the learnings that we could accomplish. Over time, it really became clear that no matter how perfectly we establish a work zone, there's an opportunity for error on the driver's side.
The biggest thing that we need is to pay attention to what is going on around them. And the biggest way you can pay attention is by slowing down. One of the biggest problems we have in work zones today is speed.
We have to always focus on our employees maintaining their focus on oncoming traffic and the hazards and hazard recognition. But the real challenge here is to try to communicate to the motoring public that when they're approaching a work zone, they need to identify that something unique is happening. It's not business as usual as they're driving down the roadway.
We have a slogan here called Just Drive. And what we want you to do when you're behind the wheel anytime is to focus on your responsibility, which is driving your vehicle. In addition to that, when you're in our work zones, we want you to obey the laws and slow down. The reason we're asking you to slow down, construction work right beside you. Our workers are at risk, you're at risk. You don't have an adjacent shoulder, you don't have as much space to drive in, so it's important that you slow down, put away any distractions. Don't text, that's now illegal, but don't do anything that's other than focus on driving.
Alice was our first employee that was ever injured in a very significant way.
And I always like to make sure, in case a car may come out from somewhere and, you know, he didn't realize that it was there. I guess that must have been when I got hit.
You know, you see things on TV like this, but until you actually see it, it really struck a nerve with me. And
the initial reaction was obviously caring for her and trying to get her the best medical attention we could.
I was in pretty bad shape. I received from the car a broken tib fib in my left leg, which now where I do have a rod in. My pelvis was shattered and both of my shoulders were shattered.
At PennDOT alone, 83 employees have lost their lives since 1970. PennDOT Secretary Barry Shoke believes that eliminating distractions is the key to improving work zone safety.
Behind me is a very sobering memorial to 83 men and women who've lost their lives in the line of duty since 1970. If it doesn't move you, I'd be shocked. It moves me every time I see it. These are workers in the field who died in the line of duty because of accidents in work zones.
Construction firms go the extra mile to ensure the safety of employees and motorists alike. But it's important for motorists to hold up their half of the bargain, too.
One of our challenges in the industry is removing signs that are no longer important, making sure that when a sign is up, that it means something to the motorist. So paying attention to an orange sign means something unusual is in your path.
just really be careful. I mean, there's people out there. There's people that have family out there. And
we're seeing more and more of our signage when it focuses on people is in the safety green color. Our preference on our people, on our vests, is to use a safety green color that identifies something different from a barrel or a cone or a sign.
Of course, there are 3 signs that are put out prior to the actual work zone, just to let the drivers know that there is a work zone ahead. There's enough warning for them to tell them that there is something going on. However, we get people that just fly by our stop signs.
Work zone safety is actually a job that we all have to take seriously 365 days a year. Work zones occur in winter, summer, spring, and fall, and we need to be responsible and keep safe year-round.
I have to admit, sometimes when I see that sign, I go, oh my gosh, I'm late for work. But after this incident, I actually slow down, I actually stop, make sure things are clear. And that's all you have to do, is just pay attention. they're there for a reason. They're there to help you, to protect you also. So if anything, if Alice and I could just save one life, you know, I think we'll be grateful.